What is going on, Cryptic Crew? This is your boy Cryptic Flash, and I am so excited to bring you guys our Pokemon World Domination Draft recap, you guys. We have joined another draft league, which I'm super excited to share with you guys. Battles start next week, so we are coming in hot with this draft recap video, you guys. So make sure, if you guys are new, hit that subscribe button to follow us and see how we do during this draft league. I'm super excited about it. If you guys don't know how a draft league typically works, it's comprised of, in this case, 14 coaches. Each coach has their team, and they take turns drafting Pokemon for their team that they will be using throughout the season to battle one another. Now, we had, of the 14 teams, we had the 13th pick. Now, with the picking, it is a snake draft, right? So the team that picks last in the first round will end up picking first in the second round, and you just kind of go through that until everyone's roster is all filled up. Now, as you guys can see to my side over there, it is broken down. We have one Gmax tier, one S tier, one A tier, two B tier, 3 C tier, and 3 D tier. Now, the Pokemon available for us to choose from, they were a little limited, and I actually kind of like it that it was limited. As far as the Pokemon available, they tried to keep it towards the Pokemon that were more accessible in Sword and Shield, so we're not going to be seeing the Landrases that we used to see back in Sun and Moon, the Thundurus, Latios, things like that, where there's only one in the game and you have to reset your game how many times just to get the perfect nature, and then to get EV trained and bottle cap it for IVs. It gets to be a mess instead of just being able to breed the Pokemon to get the EVs and IVs that are necessary. So that is a plus side to this league. So we will be breeding and raising our competitive Pokemon legit. We are not using any genning services. I don't like to mess with that with Sword and Shield, because as you guys know, I like to do a lot of online battling, and if Game Freak decided to bring out the ban hammer and just slam it on your boy because I had some gen Pokemon that I was using, that would be a sad day for me. So I'm going all natural in the Pokemon breeding and competitive, getting them competitively ready. We will be doing that, so it'll take some time, but and as far as getting the Pokemon finely tuned, I won't be able to do that as well. But we're gonna do our best, you guys. We are definitely gonna do our best. But without further ado, now I do need to let you guys know this is a YouTuber league, so there will be I will always link the opposing coach in the description. There will be YouTubers that you guys know and you love, like my boy Crobats, Sir Gingy, my man, and then Smoosh Moosh, just to name a few. But I'm super excited to be in the league with you, with them, and just be able to battle and see how we can fare against the squad, the bros, you guys. I'm super excited. But without further ado, we are going to go ahead and jump into this. Now, with the first pick, you guys, now the first two actually, because we were at the tail end of the snake. I was actually in the middle of a work volunteer event, so I was like MIA. I had to give Gingy my picks, the Pokemon that I wanted to see on my team. I had to give them backup picks just in case, because I had no idea what was going to be taken. So we ended up getting ourselves Gmax Venusaur as our first overall pick, not overall pick, but our first pick for the Lycanrocs was a Gmax Venusaur. Now, I'm super excited about Gmax Venusaur. I wanted a Pokemon that I essentially wanted Venusaur or Blastoise, because I've seen Charizard and his Gmax Wildfire, and I wanted something with similar mechanics, but I don't want Charizard's quad weakness to rock, right? So stealth rocks would be a huge hassle with Charizard, and I didn't want that. So actually Venusaur was my top pick over Blastoise, but if it fell to Blastoise, I would have been okay with that. But I'm super happy to get Gmax Venusaur. He's got his, I've got it here, it's the what is it called, Gmax Vine Lash. And so what that essentially will do, it's a base. Now the base attack is dependent on what your attack is that the slot that you're using for your G-Max Vine Lash. But essentially what it'll do is any non-grass type Pokemon will be taking residual damage for the next 4 consecutive turns. So that's honestly, in my opinion, it's a great little side effect to these moves. You'll have the G-Max moves that raise and lower your stats, make you confused, things like that, but to get that residual damage off could be huge, you guys. Do you know how close Pokemon battles can come? They can come within 1 HP, and if we can get residual damage off, get some rocks off, get this G-Max Vine Lash off, we can be doing some serious work. So I'm super excited about that. After we were able to get Venusaur, I wanted to go ahead and start establishing our fire, water, and grass course. So I really wanted this water type, you guys, because it is a bulky Pokemon and it really does one thing, but it does that one thing really well, and that is just takes hits, you guys. Our next Pokemon we ended up getting was Melodic. Now, I think Melodic pairs beautifully with Venusaur. If there's any fire type attack, any ground type attack, Melodic is coming in here. Melodic has a base 125 special defense. So if any psychic types want to come in and threaten our Venusaur, we have a Melodic. We have Recover on Melodic. We have freaking Competitive. So if they want to try to lower our stats with an Intimidate Pokemon, we have Melodic. Competitive will boost our special attack. It is just a very powerful Pokemon, you guys. I'm super excited for Melodic. I think it is one of the best water types in the format, just with how bulky it is. And you guys know how powerful bulky water types can be. After Melodic, you guys, I had to try to think about what I wanted in the S tier. I wanted to pick my S tier relatively quickly because there were only a few things that I ended up wanting, and I just want to make sure that no one ended up sniping them. So I actually ended up getting Hydreigon for our S tier. Now I love Hydreigon. I think he is a great choice Scarf user. He is a great choice Specs user with a base 125 special attack. I think that is absolutely insane. It gets access to U-turns so we can pivot around if our opponent is predicting a move and wants to switch. We can go ahead U-turn and get initiative, which I think is huge. We have a ground immunity, which is also pretty big, and overall Hydreigon's stats are just they're just overall really good. So I'm super excited to use Hydreigon. I think that it is one of the better dragon types that were available. Now I will say, as I go through the draft, I don't have any Gen 8 Pokemon, which I'm kind of bummed about. I did want to try to get something Gen 8, but the opportunity never really presented itself. So I'm happy with the team we got overall. I think some of my later picks are a little bit iffy, and you guys will see that as we get going, but I think that we had a very strong early draft here. Now after Hydreigon, I actually saw what I feel like was an underrated opportunity. I actually picked up Lycanroc Dusk in the C tier, you guys. Now I'm not sure why this thing was C tier, because I honestly think Lycanroc Dusk is better than Lycanroc Day form was actually B tier, where Lycanroc Dusk was C tier. In reality, I think that Lycanroc Dusk is the I think it's the superior one. So I saw that and I felt like that was a discounted pick, and so I had to go ahead and try to snap that one up, you guys. Lycanroc Dusk, while its defenses are not very good at all, it has a base 110 speed with a base 117 attack, you guys. So he's frail, but he's a glass cannon, and it's a mascot pick, you guys. We are the Minnesota Lycanrocs, and we got the boy. Now, unfortunately, because this is legit, I'm not able to make him shiny like the logo is, but he will be beautiful nonetheless. And with that 117 attack, if we can pair that with a choice band and a base 110 speed, you guys, we are going to be hitting things hard. We are going to be hitting things incredibly hard. a beautiful move that Lycanroc actually gets access to and is newer, obviously, is Excel Rock. It's a new priority rock type move that I believe only Lycanroc has access to. And so having priority with Excel Rock, the base 40 stab move, so it's not bad at all. And plus, if we throw in a Choice Band, that can be some real power there, so that Choice Scarf users aren't an issue. It gets access to Stone Edge. It gets access actually to Drill Run, a ground type move, which will be actually pretty useful. Crunch Fire Feign, I think, is an egg move that he has access to. So Lycanroc Dust, it felt like a great discount pick, and I'm actually really excited to use it. It'll be an interesting Pokemon. It's got setup potential with Sword Stance. Imagine doubling that attack stat to smash a Pokemon. I think it's gonna be super fun. It gets Stealth Rock's access, so this is our first Stealth Rock user potentially. So I'm super excited to see how we can fare with this Lycanroc. Next up, I was starting to see Pokemon, a bunch of fairy types. Essentially, there were just not a lot of fairy types to choose from, and I wanted to again start building. So I wanted my Water, Fire, Grass core, and I wanted my Fairy Dragon Steel core. Well, I already had my Water and my Grass, and so I had a Dragon, so I felt like I needed to start rounding out that Dragon Fairy Steel core with a fairy pick, and there was not a lot to choose from. There was like a Clefable, there was a Slurpuff, there was the boy I picked, and then like a Clefairy or something like that. There just weren't a lot, and there were 14 teams, so I wanted to make sure that I scooped up our fairy type, and I'm actually really happy with this. I've never used it, but I think that is going to be a great fairy type. It is our beautiful Aromatisse. So Aromatisse has a I don't know. It's got okay stats as far as defense goes. Nothing really jumps out. It's just kind of a bulkier fairy. Not as bulky as Clefable, but base 89 Spadef isn't horrible. But it does get access to, I believe, Wish. Let me check here real quick. So it gets, it's a potential Trick Rumor if we want to go that route. Gets access to Nasty Plots, Calm Mind. Let me see. Do you get Wish? Please tell me you get Wish. Nasty, I said Nasty Plot. Toxic, Wish. It does get Wish. So again, another bulky Pokemon. It could be a Wish Passer. Does it get Heal Bell? It gets Heal Bell, so it could be a Cleric in case we get Status. It's just a very good support Pokemon. And as far as fairy typing goes, it actually is a really good fairy typing. Just having that reliable fairy type that you know is going to be bulky, can set up, it can help support your team. With that Melodic and Venusaur, you know they're going to want to be trying to get some chip damage off with burns and toxics and stuff. And so if we can get into Aromatisse and heal Bell all that status off, that would be great, as well as just having a Pokemon that honestly can, if you find the right opportunity, set up with a Calm Mind. And just start going in on teams. I think that there's great potential here with Aromatisse. So I'm super excited about that. The next pick, you guys, I wanted to make sure I had a fast Pokemon. Now, this is our first B tier pick. The reason I waited, honestly, so long for the B tier picks is because the B tier didn't really kind of jump out to me as like anything super crazy in the B tiers that I really wanted. But I know I wanted I knew I wanted a fast electric type, and in the B tier, this Pokemon was still available, and so I sniped up Jolteon, our other mascot, our YouTube channel mascot. So we have Jolteon, the beautiful, beautiful electric type. Again, another kind of glass cannon-y Pokemon, but with all the bulk of Melodic and Aromatisse and Venusaur, I felt it was okay to get some of these offensive threats like Lycanroc and now Jolteon. Jolteon just being a very fast, very powerful special attacker and electric type. We can Volt Switch around with the Hydreigon U-turning. just do all kinds of volt turn shenanigans to try to get momentum is I think gonna be incredible. Is the base 130 speed, you guys. So we're starting to build our speed tiers very nicely. We have Hydreigon at 95, we have Lycanroc Dusk at 110, and then we have Jolteon here at 130. So we have some nice speed tier laddering going on, which is very nice. If you get Jolteon, honestly, a choice specs, just click some moves and start doing some damage. So I'm very excited about Jolteon. Again, there just didn't feel like too many great fast electric types, and so I wanted to make sure to snipe up what I could, and that Jolteon was, in my opinion, a perfect pick. And it's another mascot, right? So this team will have 2 mascot Pokemon. I hope that they do well for us. Next up, after Jolteon, I want to go ahead and finish one of my cores, right? So I had Fairy Dragon, Fairy Dragon I needed to steal, and I had Fire, Water, Water Grass I needed to fire. So the next pick I ended up getting was a Doublade in the D tier. The reason I got Doublade, honestly, is because it has access to priority and Shadow Sneak. And that defense stat, you guys, it's a base 150 defense, and if you throw on an Eviolite, I think that increases it by 1.5. I'm sorry, 50% of what it already has. So base 150 defense would then go to base 225, I believe is how that works. So I mean, this thing is a wall, you guys, and it has setup potential with Swords Dance and Shadow Sneak. Get Substitute. We can have some fun shenanigans like that. So if there are any rock types or fairy types that we can get our beautiful Doublade in on to do some work, even psychic types, we can just bop with some Shadow Sneaks. I'm very interested to see how Doublade does in this format. Now I don't really have too much more to say about him. He pretty much Shadow Sneak and a wall is what he is. Next up is going to be our gosh darn Hitmontop, you guys. We had to have some kind of a way to deal with hazards, right? Rocks, sticky webs, spikes, things like that. We needed a way to get rid of them, and Hitmontop is probably, I honestly think, the best Pokemon to get rid of that kind of stuff. It gets Intimidates, Technician, it can intimidate your foe, take a hit, and then Rapid Spin the hazards away. Now, Rapid Spin in this generation actually did get a buff. Now we see Rapid Spin increase your speed by 1 stage. So it's a base 70 speed Pokemon, and if it gets a +1 speed, it actually is outspeeding quite a bit of things. So that could be huge for us. It gets access to Mach Punch for priority. It gets access to EQ, one of the best moves in the game, if not probably the best move in the game. Arguably, I would say that EQ is probably the best move in the game. It's got base 95 defense and base 110 special defense. So its defenses are super good, and its attack stat's base 95. So it's not setting the world on fire, but it's still not a bad attack stat. So I'm super excited for Hitmontop. I think that he is going to do great things for our squad. Next pick, you guys, I actually ended up dropping maybe 2 days after our draft, just because reflecting on the team, I didn't think that it was as necessary as I once thought it was. So I'm gonna essentially just let you know that our next pick ended up being Absol. I'm probably not going to talk too much about Absol, but the Pokemon we ended up dropping him for, which was Swoobat, you guys. You guys will see Absol up on the gosh darn thing over there, but just imagine it's a beautiful bat here. Swoobat is a very interesting Pokemon. I'm fascinated to use it. It's a flying psychic type, which we didn't have any of on the squad. It's got a base 114 speed, so again, it fits right in between Lycanroc and Jolteon. And the thing that attracted me the most about Swoobat is its simple ability. So if you guys don't know Simple, what Simple does is it essentially doubles any stat changes. So if I go ahead and Calm Mind with a Swoobat, typically it would just be a +1 special attack, +1 special defense. With Simple, that becomes a +2 special attack, +2 special defense. It also gets access to stored power, which, if you guys don't know, actually increases its base attack by the amount of stat changes you have on your Pokemon. So if we're able to get a couple Calm Minds off, we can have a +4/+4 Swoobat on the field with stored power, base 114 speed, just clicking stored power and bopping Pokemon left and right. I'm super excited for Swoobat. Gets access to Roost for some reliable recovery. Honestly, Roost, Air Slash, Psychic, stored power, I mean, things like that. So I'm very interested to use Swoobat. I have a shiny one with the Simple ability, so you guys will be seeing a lot of that one, but I think that it is a phenomenal Pokemon. I'm super excited about it. It's one of those off the wall picks that's like, why did he pick this? But I'm hoping that we can put in the work with Swoobat here. Next up was our next up in the draft, I wanted to go ahead and get a ground type. So something I always value is a ground type to have that electric immunity. Now, traditionally in a draft league, there are a little bit more options when it comes to electric type Pokemon, whereas this league does not have as many. And so the ground type didn't feel as important, and that's why I originally wanted Nidoqueen, but the round I was going to take which was actually the round that we got Jolteon, that is when I wanted to take Nidoqueen, but I got sniped, so I figured I could just wait, push my ground typing down the road a little bit. But the ground type we ended up getting is Rhydon. Now, first I'll start with the quick con. So really, to me, Rhydon, the only con is it's another Eviolite user. We have that with Doublade, and now we have it with Rhydon. The only limitation there is I don't think I would ever bring Doublade and Rhydon to the same match. Now, that is probably the only con I see with Rhydon. He is a reliable rock setter. He has a very powerful stab EQ with a base 130 attack. His defense is base 120 with a base 105 HP. So this boy is physically defensive, you guys. It is going to take a lot, especially with the Eviolite, to take this thing down. It is honestly, I love Rhydon. I love the Rhyhorn series. I actually think I like Rhydon a little more than Rhyperior. I think he's a little bit better. So it's a budget pick in the D tier, I think, and so I felt comfortable using that. The last pick of the draft, you guys, I realized I need a fire type. I've gone this whole draft without a fire type, and I need something. I need something to spit some flames, you guys. And we ended up getting Heatmore. Now, I've never used Heatmore before, so I'm fascinated to see what we can do with this thing. And so it's got base 105 special attack, which is not bad. Base 97 attack, so it could be a mixed attacker. We'll see what we end up doing with it. The only downside to this Pokemon is a base 65 speed stat, and its defenses are kind of butter. So he's not going to be able to take a hit, but hopefully if we can get him to spit some flames, we can do some damage. So that is, I really don't have much more to say about Heatmore. I mean, it's a fire type. I was I had wished that I didn't pick Absol. Instead, I got Ninetales, but hindsight's 2020. That's probably the only bummer that I felt in this draft. And as I told you guys earlier on in the video, it felt like my bottom half of the draft was a little more lackluster than my top half. My top half I felt really good about until probably about, honestly, the last three picks. The Absol I dropped for Swoobat, which I am excited about Swoobat. Rhydon I'm excited about, but the duplicate Eviolite user, not too keen on, and Heatmore is just a lackluster fire type. I without that speed, it's kind of, I don't know. We'll see what we can do with it. We will see what we can do with it. This is the squad, you guys. Week 1 will start tomorrow. What I'm trying to do is I would like to do team builders prior to the battle. I don't know how timing is going to look on that. I don't think you guys are going to see week one's battle until 2 weeks out, so not next week but the week following. I'm trying to get this video out this week, the week of the 15th, for you guys. So not next week but the following week is probably when we'll get the team builder and week one match. And so I'm super excited. I think that it feels like these guys have been doing this for a little bit. They seem to know their stuff. So I'm gonna just try to have fun with this league because I mean, I can't gen and tweak every Pokemon into my exact liking, and the movesets I have to always breed to get certain moves on the Pokemon. So it's just a lot more labor intensive, and so because of that I want to have a little bit more fun with it. I don't want to take it so seriously. If we do great, then great. If we suck, then oh well, we tried and we had a good time. And so I'm not gonna try to take it too seriously. I'm gonna have a good time. I hope you guys have a good time enjoying us get through the season and seeing what your Minnesota Lycanrocs can do, you guys. But make sure, if you guys enjoyed this video and you're excited to see what this team can do, hit that like button down below. Also subscribe to follow us through our season and see what the boys can do, and hopefully my goal is just a winning season, right? Something 5-4. There's 9 weeks and then playoffs, so 5-4 or better is kind of my goal. So that I think is going to wrap this up for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, but that is it for me. This is Cryptic Flash. I'm out.